Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thanks for stopping back by. It is Friday and the work week anyway, has finally come to an end. And I'm just taking a minute to enjoy the sunset behind me, even though I'm only looking at it through the viewfinder right now. But it's about 7:15-ish on Friday here in southern New Hampshire, and just wrapping up the week, getting ready for the weekend, and hopefully going to be able to do some projects this weekend, maybe inside the house, because it's supposed to be raining on and off throughout the weekend. I did get the pellet shed set up, so I'll show you guys that when we start to button it up. The spray foam should be in for the shed that I showed you in the loft. So hopefully that will get done for sure. We can get all those retro PCs up on the loft. The mini splits are done in both the shop and the shed, so that's a good thing. We got that done this past week. Work was a little crazy. It was one of those weeks. Every once in a while, in IT, you get one of those weeks where you're a little befuddled, to say the least. And this was one of those weeks where it was a little trying. And not for any reason in particular. It was just a really busy week, and there was requests that went the full gamut from security all the way down to email issues. So it was just one of those weird weeks. But, you know, be thankful you got a job. That's the way I look at it, is right now you see so many tech workers getting laid off that you want to be thankful for what you have. And I'm a proud job hugger for what that's worth. I used to hop from job to job every so often, and now I've officially, in my late 40s, become a job hugger, where I'll hold on to that job for as long as I can, specifically because it's an awesome place. They treat me very well, and it's super flexible. So why would I want to leave? At a certain point, if you need to keep making more money, I think that you're just after more stuff, which I love stuff, but at some point you got to reach your limit and realize that it's okay to kind of settle in a place. Especially on the rare occasion where that workplace is treating you fairly, is kind, and is honestly a fun place to work. And the folks that work for me are amazing, that help support me and my mission to keep our company safe from a technology perspective, as well as up to date, and to minimize the technical chaos that end users have to deal with every day, so that they can go and do meaningful work themselves. So yeah, I'm definitely a job hugger these days. But this weekend, let's see, if it is raining out, let's plan on trying to get the spray foam insulation done in the shed and get everything organized, and maybe even get some game time over on the Super NES, or start looking at the 486 system. Inside the shop, it's kind of a little chaotic in here. I'll show you real quick. I think I can flip the screens here. I'll show you real quick. It is like chaos in here. And for me right now, I need to start getting some of the siding on the house when the nice weather gets here. That's my main mission, is to finish the siding on the front of the house and get this deck built. So that's a thing that needs to get done for sure. But it requires good weather, and a stretch of it at that, not just one day here and there. Because if you get that one day, you're setting everything up, and then you're breaking it down. And if it's in the middle of the week, I only have from 4:30 on to get any of this work done. So preferably, if it's a good stretch during the week, I'll set up and try to plug away at it after work. But lately it's been hit or miss. It's been a day of sunshine, 2 days of rain, and back and forth. So it's been kind of hard to get a good stretch of weather. So I've been primarily working around the house, like doing yard work and catching up on that. I got an electric chainsaw I want to check out with you guys. I purposely got one of the no-name brands off of Amazon just to see what it would be like. So I'm curious how that'll stack up, you know, expectations versus reality on that one. You can see it's summer is in full effect over here in southern New Hampshire. Everything is green. The grass is starting to grow. The pollen is finally starting to subside. The mayflies are no longer flying, which is great. This year was actually one of the easiest years as far as mayflies is concerned. I'm not sure why, but this was definitely an easy year to get through as far as that's concerned. We still have the routine spraying to do, and that's mostly for the bugs around the house and the ants. For some reason, the ants are crazy around this property. So you always got to be spraying for ants, ticks, any of those ground insects that might want to latch onto the dog. You got to get that done. Make it safe for him to be able to play outside. But yeah, tons of projects coming up. Tons and tons and tons of them. I have like a whole slate of them queued up. It's just a matter of finding my groove, and I'm really trying to get more comfortable in front of the camera so that I can, you know, look into the camera, make eye contact a little bit better, and talk more effectively to my audience without stumbling so much or just kind of going off topic too often. So it's much harder than the professionals make it look. I will give that 100%. Is that some people have a knack for this, and other folks like myself have to really work hard at being in front of the camera and gaining that confidence. So I fall in that category for sure. So in the shop, we have this weekend a quick part to make on the plasma CNC. So if I can remember, I'll try to have the camera ready when I fire that up. And I'll have to make sure that that the garage door can be open, so there's plenty of ventilation and all that stuff, because that does put off some good fumes. But we do have a fan in here, and it should blow most of the stuff out of here as long as the garage door is open. What else? I did get some games on GOG this week. They had the summer sale started. So the classic games on GOG, I can't resist sometimes those 90s and early aughts games. Those ones, there was a ton of them for $1 or less, or $2 or less, sorry. There was a ton of them for $2 or less, so I got a handful of those this week because the summer sale started, like I said. Anxious to find a couple where I could do like quick playthroughs versus like investing 50, 60 hours. So we'll see which one of those that I pick out. And I'm anxious to show you the Neo Geo. You got a quick glimpse of it. But that is, growing up, that was one of my favorite systems, is the Neo Geo. And a lot of folks didn't even know what it was. Fewer people knew that there was a home system, but those home system games, even back in the day, were outrageously expensive because it was essentially the arcade at home. I played the arcade at a video rental store I'll talk about at some point, that I used to go to as a child to rent video games, and my dad would rent his laser discs from that shop. But they had a Neo Geo and I used to play. So maybe we'll save that story for when we get into like walking down memory lane and actually playing some of those games on there. Today I just wanted to kind of just relax for a few and sit outside and enjoy the nice weather and, you know, feel the breeze that's blowing through the trees right now. Too often we forget to pause like this, even if it's for a few minutes, to just hang out and enjoy what's around us. You know, stop and observe the beauty that surrounds us on a daily basis that we might skip over because we're so busy in our day-to-day lives. You could probably hear some of the birds, you know, singing in the background, or one of them's, you know, sending out a warning to somebody else. But that's one of my favorite things here at dusk, is to hang out and watch the birds. Out back we have a little bird food station that this talking about, it's reminding me that I gotta fill it up. But yeah, I just wanted to stop in and pop a video on and chat with you guys for a bit, let you know how the week went and what the plans were for the weekend. Thanks for stopping by, and as always, we will see you guys on the next one.